bullshitting yet again. Coming on here on two platforms. You got YouTube and Instagram right here. Going live so I can answer questions and record it for you guys as well. So you see me looking back and forth between two screens. That's because I have Instagram right here and YouTube over here. So we're into it. How this works, I just kind of start talking about the week, how training's been going, things coming up, things of that nature. And then at any point I see questions, I answer those questions as fast as I can. So let's see, this week was kind of ordinary. We're still training for the Erie, Pennsylvania competition coming up July 16th. IPA, one of the best federations out there. Training for that, going for a big number. So I don't usually talk numbers online or publicly. I like to keep that kind of under the wraps. It takes pressure away from me. So I'm just gonna make a small adjustment here.
Oh, it looks good. I put up there that it scooch it to the side.
There we go. Anyhow, so
I'm also here. I'm just off screen tonight.
Yeah,
Hello.
She's gonna help me with questions. So I went into bench this weekend. We had a situation where we just had a few less people than we normally do. So I was like, well, how can I challenge myself with weight that's manageable for, say, like the people that we have? So I went ahead and did a rep out. Now, I have rep PRs with several different weights. Hey, what's up, Matt? Good to see you on here. I have rep PRs with 7, 8, 9, and 1,000 pounds. So, and I use the same piece, the same tool for each time I do it. That way, the tool, arguably every single time, the human body is quite remarkable because every time you use a tool, that's something that's man-made, every time you use it, it gets worse. It gets weaker. Car engines. Think of anything man-made. Over time, it gets worse. So, mechanically speaking...
Why did my brain go right to ice cream scoop? I don't know why.
Well...
But immediately I was like, do those get worse over time?
Yeah, they melt and go poof.
The ice cream scoops? Yeah. Like the scoop that you...
Sure, I don't know. It'll rust, it'll whatever. The harder you push the human body, the better it gets. You can't do that with a car engine. The harder you push it, the worse it's going to get over time. Friction, heat, whatever, corrosion, buildup. So every time I use a piece, supercharged RAM, Pharrell F8 Widowmaker, whatever, over time, each use, it gets slightly less better than it was before. So it's cool to see these rep PRs go up. So metal fatigues, exactly. So every 3 to 4 months, this weight has been a little bit longer. It's more like 6 or 7 months. I just haven't been training this way. So I went ahead, I just choose a weight. Let's see, after 3 or 4 months of training, let's just pick 900 pounds and try to see how many reps I can do with it. Let's pick 700 pounds, 800 pounds. And as long as that number for my previous PR goes up, or I can match it. If it goes down, I got a problem. If I can match it, or if it goes up, things are going well. At 700 pounds, my rep PR is 17. My previous 800 pound PR was 11, I think, or 12. I think it was 11.
How long ago was that?
700?
No, like your 800 before.
That was in November at Laura Phelps Sweat, well, the old Laura Phelps Sweatshop. Further north of the border.
Okay. So that's when you started training in your unlimited shirts.
Yes.
So this is gains that you've gotten.
Correct.
During your period with unlimited shirts.
Yes.
That's interesting. Because we were wondering if it was going to have any carryover because it's so much easier than poly.
Yeah.
But apparently it does.
And with 900 pounds, my PR is, I think it's 5. And I've done 1,000 for 3. Originally, I did all these rep PRs with the supercharged RAM. And then, ironically, I switched over to the Widowmakers, and every single rep PR went up. At least a rep or 2, which is cool. So the double loop Widowmaker is definitely stronger than the supercharged RAM. Anyhow, so I went ahead and picked a weight. So I was like, well, how can I challenge myself with, we don't have a lot of spotters. It's just one of those days where that was the case.
I have another question. Your 900 and your 1,000, were those floor presses or were those on the bench?
Those are benches.
Just on the bench. Okay. Because
then
you have other records in the tool on the floor.
Correct.
Okay.
Not rep PRs, just like, like I just like my 5x5 PR, my triple, my double, my single.
I just didn't know if you were counting like the floor presses and these, like the amount of times you've repped in that tool regardless of where.
Well, also, I mean, anytime I use it, no matter if it's on the floor or on a bench, it wears out.
Yeah.
So it's cool when you have a rep PR come up, because that means the tool hasn't gotten any stronger. It's been sitting there collecting dust or getting used and abused. You are getting better. You are getting stronger. That's a cool test. So I took 800 pounds. We did 700 pounds in the warm-up. And it was like a toy. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. We'll go to 8. That's manageable. We can, with who we have, that's manageable weight. We can do that. And ended up getting 800 pounds for 20 reps. With my previous 700 pound weight being 17. So I was kind of confused when I did that. I was like, how the fuck did I do that? And back in November...
You got stronger, bud. That's how you did it.
I know, but I also gained weight. I'm heavier than I was in November.
That's true.
I'm about 20 pounds heavier than I was in November.
So also, did you plan to do 20?
No, I planned to do 15.
You just started going and didn't stop.
I said if I feel good, if everything's going correctly, I'm gonna hit 15. That's the pinnacle. I'll be so happy with 15. Did it for 20.
Wow. So
pretty happy with that. 20 reps. So I have no fucking clue what 700 is gonna be. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what happened, but it was cool. So did that in place of going super fucking heavy, and then I made up for the lack of benching with a metric shitload of accessories. So what we got here? Timmer's on here. You ever get palm pain from holding heavy benches all the time? Ooh, absolutely. Yeah, I've got I get lots of pain in my palms. Sometimes what limits me from going on is actually the pain in my skin on my palms. I'm just getting pulverized. It's not bone pain. It's literally just like you got the addition of the wrap. It's like squeezing all this together. Then you're trying to put a bar on top of that. It just, it just fucking hurts bad.
And then if it starts to roll and like pinch weird.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Fucking shit. Let's see here. Someone called me the Natty King. I'm flattered. Thank you very much. Okay, we're at the bottom. So I caught up. So anyhow, so that was Saturday. Saturday was I have a absolute success. Very, very happy with that. So moving on, what we have to do, when I have these meets in close succession, like we have my meet in February, where I benched 12 and 13 for the first time. A month later, I was in Florida for the WPO Bench Bash. A month and a half later or so, I was down in Texas for the Baddest Bencher. The problem with that is that between those competitions, there's not enough time to build anything. You're just basically going to the gym to kind of maintain what you have. You can't build a lot of strength in a month. You can't build a lot of strength in like 3 to 4 weeks. You need 2, 3, 4 month periods to build more strength over time and adaptation. So it's hard to go to all these meets. I wasn't planning on doing the July meet. I really wasn't. And then I just got talked into it, and it'd be a fun time. It's another chance to compete, and yada, yada, yada. And this gets close, and Erie's pretty cool, right on the lake there. So that's why we're doing it. Timmer says, are your rep PRs based off your 1320 or your X amount times body weight, if that makes sense? It's got rep PRs based off your 1320.
So no. It's not like he's asking, like, do you do percentages based on that one rep max that you have?
No. I just have that in my head as I want to do reps with 700, 800, 900, and 1,000. I was doing this even when I was benching single ply at the time, and my max was 1120. So the exact same setup. It's just I had a different tool at the time. I was a little bit lighter in body weight. So it's got nothing to do with percentages off my 1320 or no percentages at all. I don't do percentages ever.
You're just treating each one as like an individual record that you're beating
Yes.
that record.
It's more or less, it's a test. It's a tester for me. So, and here's the thing, I don't train to do those types of sets. I don't train to do sets of 20. So the first time I benched 405 for 20 raw, it took me like, I failed that like probably a dozen times. It was just so hard when I finally got it. And I've done it 3 times total. I've done 405 for 20 raw, I think 3 separate times. Once at the Arnold and twice in the gym. And so once I did it, it was like, oh, now I got it. I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. Like, I failed my 1,000-pound bench and 4 or 5 different meets over 12 months. And when I finally got it, I just started doing it left and right. So just one of those things. Maybe it was mental. Who knows? But I trained for a 1-rep max. So it's hard for me to, pull out a rep set of 20, 30, or whatever the fuck it is. But like I said, it's a tester, so it's a tester for me. Like I said, if I can go into the gym, say 4 months ago, and I did, let's just say I've already done 7, 8, 9, 1,000, and I already have my record set. So that was 4 months ago, and I decided to do 700. And let's say I did 20 reps with 7. If I came into the gym this Saturday and did 700 for 19 reps, something's off. Something's not right. I've not moved forward. Every time I go for a rep PR with one of those weights, it always goes up. Or at least, sometimes I'll just match it, but oftentimes it goes up, which tells me I'm getting stronger, I'm hydrated, my nutrition is good, my training's going well. If things are going down, there's something I gotta change. Let's see, Hybrid 6. I tried the small range of motion cable extensions you suggested last stream, and they lit up my triceps. Okay, well, good deal. So what he's referring to, you have your cable system, and you have the pulley that you can move up and down the track, right? And welcome, Timmer. And what I do is I take a single hand loop, like a single arm attachment. It's just one hand. And I put it on there, and I put it, you can't really see, but I try to set it up to where you have like full range, where I could extend from this position, or I lower it to where my starting position is lower, or even like, halfway, this is full, this is half, quarter, whatever. I have different starting points. I limit the range of motion as much as I can sometimes. And just working a specific part of the lockout of the triceps. That's what he's referring to. I'm a really big fan. Paul's on here. What's up? How we doing, Paul Lawfer? I'm a really big fan of fucking single arm tricep movements. Single arm movements, period, such as dumbbell press, bicep curls, what else? Tricep extensions. I don't like, I probably from this point forward, I can never see myself ever doing 2 things. They both involve a barbell. Barbell curls and tricep extensions. I will probably never do those again for the rest of my fucking life.
Because of how they hurt your elbow?
Just because you're affixating your joints into an unnatural position on a barbell and then putting weight on top of it.
Do you think you could do something like that with like the football bar to where you're like this?
That's fine because now you have a neutral grip now.
Is that a completely different move?
No, it's the same move. Oh. It's just for different hand positions target the muscles in a different way. So this is different than this is different than this. Oh. So a lot of people like doing barbell extensions or barbell curls. They both are horrific for your joints. So I will never, ever do a straight bar tricep move, like extension, or a bicep curl ever again my entire life. Eric Nemitz, I gotta pull this just a little bit closer. Make sure it's out of frame. Cool.
All right, so you can read?
Yeah.
You got old man eyes?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Eric Nemitz, you are by far the best bencher in history. We're already equipped, so I'm flattered. I'm just an equipped bencher, though. Thank you. What are you doing right now that we have never seen before? I put all my information out there.
Especially on Patreon.
Patreon, I put, if you really want to know what I'm doing, like A to B, like, or let's say 2 letters, A to Z,
Yeah.
The whole alphabet.
Every workout.
Every workout, every rep of every set of every movement I do per week, it's all on Patreon. So if you're interested in that, that's where it is.
And if you don't see every single set, he explains it, because I record and sometimes we're doing a set at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, if it's or if
it's like curls or something weird, like weird.
Hey, I did 5 total sets, but Katie was over here, so we only got 3 recorded. I explained that, but all my training's on Patreon, so there's nothing proprietary. I come on here, I ask questions, I put all my information on Patreon, I put some stuff on social media, sometimes on YouTube, but everything I do is available.
He's also writing programs. We're working on updating the Kolbstrong.com website and trying to like streamline everything there. This week he wrote the single ply training guide, which was everything that got to 1120. That will go up sometime this week. It's almost done.
Yeah.
So you guys can buy that and see literally every single workout, what he did, what reps, what sets that got him to 1120. It talks a little bit about like the history of bench, single ply training, just stuff like that. And then we'll have one. We have one for the multiply. It's already up there. Yep. The 950. And then the single ply, and then the next one is going to be the unlimited
1320. The K950, the K1120, and the K1320 will all be on the Kolbstrong website eventually. The 1120 is going up this week. Those are just, it's literally a step-by-step, like what I did week 1, week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 10 on exactly the training I did. I wrote it all down, or it was all up here. Exactly what I did to bench 1120 single ply. What I did 10 years ago to bench 950 multiply.
I did the accessories from workout 1 today because I had it. I could pull it up on my phone.
Did they suck?
It kicked my ass. Like I was like, gee, my triceps. I don't know if I've ever like they were tired after the first one, and then I was like, there's no way I can do the second one, and then I did the second one. I was like, okay, my arms are literal bags of jelly. I cannot do this, and you were like, do it anyway. And I did it, and like right now, even just to like sit here and type, my triceps are barking. But I also got a hell of a PR today, so you know what you're talking about.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Also on YouTube, someone said, respect from Turkey, all the best, champ.
Turkey, oh holy shit. Well, good to have you on here. Hope they speak English in Turkey.
Well, they typed in English, so
good.
I'm sure they do.
Good, cool. Timmer says, do biceps help stabilize your arms when benching? So I'll answer that part first. Kind of, yes. They have... Oh, he says he can. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Yeah, they kind of do. I will always quote Ed Cohen when he said, biceps are like ornaments on a Christmas tree. They look good. But I do argue that let's read the rest. I see some people's biceps shaking on the way down when benching. Don't know if that was because your biceps stabilize when you're benching. They definitely have their place. But I'm not going to say they're like, that's the key. Now the arms are the key to the bench, but it's mostly the other side. It's the triceps here. So biceps have their place because the biceps run up into the shoulder. So it's a good way to keep your shoulders healthy by working your biceps. They are a stabilizer muscle. And on top of that, I just want bigger arms, man. So working biceps. So, but they're not, I wouldn't say the first thing you need to do is start training biceps to increase your bench. I would say form, upper back, triceps, stuff like that.
Weird, because it seems like you're just saying torture, torture, do it anyway, torture, when I go to bench.
Quit complaining about it.
So hard.
Well, Jesus, don't tell me you want to
I know.
compete at the pro-am and stuff and not want to train for it.
I know. I just want to be strong with no work.
Well,
write me a program that does that, bud.
It's an Oh, Cody Plum, what's up? Did my unilateral grenade press downs yesterday. Good. I'm glad. Raw physical strength is on here. What's up? Yeah, upper back. I mean upper back as in every single muscle top to bottom. From erectors to the top of the traps to the outside lats. Everything in between, the whole back needs to be strong. So I'm not going to give credit to like deadlifts and stuff. I've been doing them for the sake of building deadlift, but also building a stronger and stronger back. I don't even have a strong enough back. I'll just admit that. I don't think anybody does when it comes to benching as much weight as possible. Plus, all that work is going to help the squat and deadlift adversely. So, no, rhomboids, traps, teres major, lats or erectors,
chimpanzees,
what a knees, anything else between your entire upper back has to be brutally fucking strong.
Comment from YouTube. 183 bench power says, you inspired me to give multiply a try after 25 plus years single ply. Looking forward to seeing what you do in the future.
Okay, very cool. Glad I could inspire. That's great. And if somebody can gain something from what I talk about and learn from it and get better, you can't buy that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
While we have a pause real quick, if you guys have any YouTube videos that you would like to see, or like videos you would like to see him make for YouTube, let us know, because people are always like, oh, we want to see more, but then we feel like he just puts so much out, we don't know what to put out. Mm-hmm. But if there's specifically things you guys would like to see, type it in here.
Or DM me.
Or DM him. That's probably easier, actually.
Kolbstrong.
YouTube, comment.
Yep.
Instagram, you can comment or DM, it doesn't matter. Okay. That'd be helpful so that we know that we're giving enough back.
The right information that you need.
Yeah.
Natty, lightweight baby. How would you go about progressing from something like an F6 to a more aggressive bencher like a katana or super katana? Yes, I know to practice more, but in the same sense of feeling the groove. How would you go about progressing from something? Well, I'll tell you that the F6 and the katanas are extraordinarily similar. It's the same material, just one generation newer. So your F6 is made of NXG Plus, and the Super Katana is made of NXG Super Plus, 3rd gen. So 2nd gen versus 3rd gen. They have the same feeling, same groove. The F6 is a thinner material. It's going to be a little bit more stretchy. Just do it. I've actually gone backwards. I started with katanas and went back to an F6. Like, I never used one before until like a year ago. I fucking loved it. You know, I gained something from both. Just try it.
Do you still wear your F6 as tight as your katanas?
Yes. Arguably even tighter because it's a thinner material. It can be worn even tighter than a katana. Paul says, I'm thinking about doing 5 sets of 5 using a ram with pinky on a ring off a 3-board on my second bench day, starting with 4 or 5 on the first training session and go up in weight each week. Well, that's okay. Yeah. I think if you're going to train the upper end, I'm not a huge proprietor on max effort weights on the top end. If you're doing like 3-board, 4-board rack lockouts, I think all of that needs to be done high volume. Because you have to understand, guys, you can't just train for absolute strength. People miss that. That's one aspect out of 4 that I train for when it comes to benching. Absolute strength, grinding capability, muscular endurance under heavy load, work capacity. Whether those are the same things or not, my brain works in 4 categories. So, yeah, I like the 5x5 idea. I actually do sets of 10, 15, and 20 reps with super heavy weight off of limited range of motion. 3 boards, 4 boards, rack lockouts. So I like the 5x5 idea. Make sure you're doing the boards correctly. Don't press. I know it's called a board press. Damn it, I know it's called a board press. But you cannot press the weight. And equipped guys are really bad at this. I was guilty of it for years. You want to touch the board, just use the equipment and push. That's cool. You can use a lot of weight, but you don't have any transfer. So stop calling it a board press. Start referring to it as a board extension. Extend with the triceps. Don't push like this. You have to extend off the boards. So as long as you're learning to extend and not push, you'll see carryover. If you're just doing 5x5s off the boards and you're just pushing and using the ram and whatever, you're not going to get any carryover. It has to be done for the triceps. Because everybody's like, oh, 3-board can build huge triceps. Well, can it? It can if you do it correctly. So stop. That's why I always like to say, try to rewire the way you think and call them board extensions. I don't even have a tendon for my left long head of the bicep. Doesn't seem to affect my bench. Well, there you go. Okay, so that's an argument that Yeah, I mean, like I said, they have their place. I'm not going to say that's the key, that's the end all way to build a big bench, but have their place. But obviously, if you have one tendon missing and you can still bench a lot, like Cody does, then you're good to go. Shoulder injury remedies. Well, I'm not an MD or an RN or a physician, so I can't really uh, help you with that, except that in my experience, I do a lot of the things that Donnie Thompson talks about. As much as some of the hate he's gotten in the past, the man is fucking brilliant. And I love him to death. He's a cool guy. Look at Donnie Thompson's shoulder protocols with bands, his shoulder distraction with bands. He has a lot of good information out there. So refer to Donnie Thompson. But again, I'm not a physician or anything, so I can't really talk about injuries too much. Yeah, what's up over here on YouTube? I got YouTube and Instagram, so see that? And see that? Yeah, I got two phones. Two phones going at the same time. That's why I'm kind of looking back and forth, so I apologize. Thomas is on here. What's up, Thomas? I can't find the program offering any more on your link tree. Did I miss something?
Yes, we took it down because you are currently full for your bench programs right now.
Okay.
But those are also coming to the website. That's what I'm working on currently off camera over here.
Program offering any more on your link tree.
Yeah. So those, we're still working out details in general, but he really, with all the travel and the time constraints that we've got going on, and he just started taking custom bench clients, like doing week by week. So for the custom bench program, the 12-week one, he's only going to do 4 a month.
Okay.
And it's just not formatted yet. So we're just putting it on pause for June. And then as far as custom programming for clients, I think you're full right now.
Yeah. The basic programs, like the program that I benched, used to do 950 back in the day, and the programming that I did to bench 1120 single ply, those two programs that are just, that's what it is, you can buy it and look at it or use it, those will be on the site. Well, one's already up, the 1120 will be up here hopefully this week. Yeah. But as far as like the one-on-one stuff,
the customs,
I'm full. I can't take on anybody else at this moment.
Once we get the website updated and everything is moving, we'll update you guys. Again, hopefully sooner than the end of the month, but end of the month tentatively, like beginning of July. We'll go from there.
Yep. So that's hope that explains it. Yeah. I got a YouTube over here.
Yes. So what up M8 just said what's up Jimmy, and then 183 bench power. You are in a class of your own. I'm hearing that arch is not so important in these band shirts as opposed to single ply. Thoughts on arch and how to go from single ply training to band shirt training?
Just get in your band shirt and just start doing it. Don't change a thing as far as technique. I was listening to people that were saying you have to bench completely different in an F8 shirt. I did it. I was flaring out and not tucking like an idiot with 1,000 pounds. My shoulder would pop, and I'd be out for 3 weeks. So
we almost, like, you came home that one night and your shoulders were so like swollen and inflamed. You were like, they just kept popping.
Yep.
And I was like, that's it. Like, you're not using these shirts. So you're going to stay in poly because you want to do it forever.
Yep.
And, I mean, we had pretty much written them off until we talked to Rob Farrell. And he was like, help me help you. And it's been a great relationship since. And obviously you've made them work. So.
Oh, yeah. So just get in it and start using it. Don't change technique. Just bench how you bench. In a poly, do that same thing in a band shirt.
And then... What up M8 said, me and my friend are trying to increase our raw bench. What basic top 3 exercises would you recommend?
Reverse grip bench, reverse grip bench, reverse grip bench. And variations of reverse grip bench. So full range, spoto presses where you're pausing about 2 to 3 inches off the chest or stomach area and pressing from there. And reverse grip bench with boards.
Floor press?
Floor press, anything reverse. Start benching backwards. I say that shit all the time, bench backwards. And if you can't do it like all the way, then hold the bar between these 2 fingers like I do. And that will make your bench go up, I promise. And save your pecs and save your shoulders. And you can bench with your triceps.
Can you reverse grip Incline?
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, you don't incline very often.
No, incline can suck my. I stopped doing
Great.
it. I stopped
Yeah.
doing incline. Fuck incline. It doesn't do anything for bench. It looks cool. That's it.
Bud, you confuse me because you're like, and then you make me incline bench.
Well, I don't make you incline bench. Make you do incline tricep work.
This is true. And Spoto and
Yep.
it, I guess.
So Paul over here on Instagram says, "What is the key to using the triceps off the chest when using an F8 shirt? You have to learn how to engage the triceps. The thing is, equipped guys do this, raw guys do this. They get the equipment, they push and they heave ho, and then once it stops at the top, and you can't see my arms because I'm out here. You guys can see it though. They get to the top, and now it's like, oh, okay, at the top of the movement, when you slow down and start to spread the bar apart to activate the triceps. I'm like, why wait till the end to do that? It's already too late. So you have to come down to the bottom. It's easier to work down the boards to learn how to do this. It took me 16 years to learn how to do it correctly. I did it by accident, actually. Long story. You got to touch, and you have to feel the triceps engage. You have to feel them flex. Once they're flexed, they're engaged. Now you can engage the triceps and have a tricep dominant press. It's very hard to learn. It took me a long time. So, and that's one of the arguments I have for not doing speed work, because speed work I think is for the fucking birds. Work on your max effort shirt work on your other max effort movements on the secondary day. Learning to engage triceps properly by doing reps, band tool reps, board work, reverse grip bench, high rep stuff, rack lockouts. Speed work can just blow me for all I care. Fuck speed work. Let's see. Cody said, just so I'm clear, would you extend the same way off of a lower board like a 1 or half board? Seems like 2 and above for sure need to be extensions. So yes, I argue that even full range, you should learn to extend. The point is you're not trying to just tricep the weight up. I'm not saying that. Like I'm only going to use triceps. What I'm saying is engage them first so that when you do start to press, it's still a bench press. Boards, whole different story. The full range thing, you have to engage them first and then press so that you have a tricep dominant press. Not just heave hoeing and using the equipment. And guys get weights all the way to the top and they're like, oh shit, I can't lock it out. Like, you have that far to go, why can't you lock it out? Because their triceps were ready to catch that load at the top. Do it backwards. Don't press and then extend and then press. Do it backwards. Backwards bench and then do that backwards. Everything's backwards with me. Thomas, I'm asking for the future. That's why the Cube Out programming got you. Thanks, guys. Also got my supercharged RAM, large size, ordered, and Spudnik straps so I don't die. Cool.
Cool.
Good.
Got some YouTube stuff over here too.
Okay.
What up, M8 just said thank you for answering. It's crazy how much weight you can do.
Thank you.
183 bench power. Hope one day you will write a book.
I'm not that smart, so I don't know if I can.
Well, you could have help.
Oh.
It would be cool to write a book. Way down the line.
On what? On benching?
Or? On your life as a bencher. You tell them all your stories about Blackstones. Edited, of course.
Heavily edited. Just black line after black line after black line.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, maybe someday.
And then Chris Lancaster, very inspiring, Jimmy. Would love to hear what you like for triceps using dumbbells to mix things up.
I like dumbbell floor press. I like dumbbell extensions off the floor, dumbbell incline extensions. Everybody does like the tape presses like this and the dumbbell rollbacks that Kennelly made famous. I do kind of a mix between the two. So instead of elbows tucked or elbows flared completely out to the side, I do a hybrid where it's 45-degree angle. I lower till the dumbbells touch my shoulders by trying to put my forearms to my biceps. Then once they touch, I just engage triceps and extend. It's just I just call them dumbbell extensions. It's just super simple. It's not a roll back. It's not a tape press where you gotta. It's none of that. It's just touch your shoulders, engage triceps, extend. Super easy.
Nice.
Easy to do it on incline. Flat, it's kind of the angle's a little off. Like I've never been able to learn how to do a JM press in my life. I started doing them on incline, got it immediately. So I like slight incline, not a 45, like a slight incline, just so that shoulders are a little bit more elevated, not flat. So I can come down to the shoulders here and then extend from here. If you're flat, it's like it's hard to, you know. But on incline, I can put it right here and extend. Whereas flat, it's like it doesn't make sense. I want that torque on the elbow a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then the 183 bench power set on training methods and all. So like,
oh yeah,
basically if you took all of these like programs that you're writing and just told the stories behind each one and your different methods and you probably could between meets and people we've met and you know, and we're like in the infancy.
I don't think it would sell very well.
It might.
I'm not very popular. I don't.
Maybe when you're 70 and you've got 30 more. How old are you? Sorry, 40 more years in powerlifting. Like then you write a book and it's cool.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
Big Bear, what are your thoughts on multiply katanas? Fuck them. I hate them.
Oh.
I got one.
Please don't hold back.
And want to start using it, but it was frustrating. No shit. I'm probably doing something wrong. Any suggestions? No, you're doing nothing wrong. Multiply katanas are just extraordinarily pain in the ass, cumbersome pieces of equipment. When I did my 950 back in 14 at the Arnold Classic, with my triple ply katana, yes, I had a triple ply katana, custom made from Titan. It was the first and only successful triple ply katana bench and competition in the entire world. That's how hard they are to fucking use. You're doing nothing wrong. I had a double ply katana from Kevin, from Anderson, and I couldn't get it to work. I'm like, fuck this. I said, hey, take a layer out of the chest, but leave the sleeves alone. So now I've got a single ply katana with double ply sleeves. So it's multiply because it's 2 layers here. But I have the reliability of my single ply chest, but the tricep support of 2 layers in the sleeves. That's kind of cool. But no, you're not, they're frustrating, they're hard to use, you're doing nothing wrong, that's normal. Holy shit.
You need a drink?
No, I got it. Go-to back movements. Everything. Barbell rows, pen leg rows, elevated pen leg rows, rack pulls, deadlifts, shrugs, high shrugs on the calf machine, seated rows, pull downs, unilateral pull downs, dumbbell rows, dumbbell shrugs, farmer's walks. I could go on for days.
You actually have a list of them on your ABCs thing on Patreon.
Yeah, I do.
Where you just spell out a word and go for it.
Upper back good mornings. Regular good morning. Anything. Seal rows. Leverage row. Anything. Just T-bar rows. Meadows rows. Good God. 45-degree back angle rows. Fuck. Croc rows.
You haven't done those in a while.
No, fuck those.
You should probably do some, bud.
You should too.
We're talking about you right now. Assisted
pull-ups. Because fuck doing bodyweight pull-ups. I like my shoulders. When I was at my unit here at Quantico, in 3 years, I saw 6 or 7 torn labrums from being forced to do fucking stupid pull-ups for the Marine Corps. So no. Assisted pull-ups, yes. Regular pull-ups, eh.
Yeah, you just started adding those in.
Because now I can do them effectively and safely and get the benefit from the movement, but save my shoulders.
Yeah. Do you feel like they've helped at all? I mean, it's only been like 2 weeks,
it's too early to tell. Timmer, for rack lockout, should you also extend from the triceps? Basically for any lockout or... Wait. Oh, for rack lockouts. I thought you meant like rack pulls. Like, I was like, that's a back movement. Okay, yeah. Rack lockouts. Should you also extend from the triceps? Basically, for any lockout or press, you turn into an extension. Yes. The key to the bench is triceps. Very closely to that is back. Anytime you're doing a rack lockout, the chest does this. This is what the chest does. The triceps are responsible for this. A bench press, yes. I do direct chest work, but for building muscle, not for building strength. I don't want to bench with this. It's very unnatural for humans to have triceps that overpower these bigger pressing muscles. We use our shoulders in everyday life, all that thing on the top of the shelf up there or whatever for work. So we're very, very used to using these bigger muscles to press. But we have to make these the strongest muscle. so that we rely on this to the majority of the work. And you can only do that by consistently working them, making them stronger. It's taken me 18 years to get it right. I finally got it right. But I promise you, yes. So extend as often as you can. I will say that for sure. Cody says, with my arm length, how do I know where on the bar for reverse grip bench, where to grab? I'm short. I would say if you're taller, I know you're taller than me, take maximum advantage. The rings on the bar, put those rings right here on the palm. So technically you're touching the ring with your hand still. Yeah, you might not be able to cover it, but you are touching the ring with your hand. Just as, when you do normal grip, you're touching the ring here, and the majority of your hands outside the ring. Same thing here. You're touching the ring here, majority of your hands outside the ring. So put the rings of the bar right there in that crease, right there. Okay. Let's see. Paul Offer says, thanks for the advice, 800 bench. We'll be here soon. Good. I hope you do it. Best of fortune to you. I don't believe in luck. Best of fortunes to you. RGBP book would be easy for you. I didn't start, I got inspired by Anthony Clark because he's the one who started the whole reverse grip shebang. And then a friend of mine who is no longer around, he's alive. He's just not with us anymore. He moved on.
Yeah. You always say that, though.
I know.
You're always like, he's no longer with us. I'm like, he's still very much alive.
He's not with us anymore. I'm speaking literally.
Like when you say, oh, my girlfriend at the time, but that's still me. My first wife. What?
No. Anyway, yeah, that'd be cool. I got inspired by him. He told me how to. Well, I've seen some people that grab it like this, and I tried it, and I've been doing it for 2.5 years. So, Big Mare, would a multiply F6 be worth it to invest in, or is it equally as annoying? No, one layer of F6 is 26% thinner than one layer of katana. A quarter. That's a big difference. So, if I were ever going to get an actual true double, like everything double ply, it'd be an F6. I would not ever do a multiply katana ever again. So F6, yes, that would be okay. Make sure it's sized correctly. You should definitely come out to Arizona October 1st. Your presence will increase everyone's strength by at least 175 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Moving on October 1st.
Right. We'll be, yeah. September, October is a little strange. Now, I do know October 15th, tentatively, we're going to be in Oklahoma. I'm not sure what part of Oklahoma, for a seminar. Derek Spencer wants to fly us out there for a seminar. So if you're near that area, I don't know what it is yet, we will be out west, maybe the middle part of October. What do we got here? Alexander Ramond, what's up?
We'll be with him end of this month.
Alex.
Yeah.
I read the question in my head. I'm like, no, we won't. Yeah, Alex, we'll be seeing Alex in near Boston for a seminar here the 25th. Hanson. Mm-hmm. Hanson, Massachusetts, for a seminar. Can't wait to see it. Rob Kearney just wrote a book. He said it was a kid's book.
Yeah, it's called Strong, I think.
Oh, okay.
And he's on the cover of it. It's him and some other guy wrote it together.
Oh.
But it's him with his purple mohawk on the front of the cover.
Sweet.
It's very cute. He read a couple pages on a live or something, and I listened. It was very cute.
Something crispy. I don't believe you. Oh, okay. Let's see.
About what? No
clue. You ever deadlift? I just deadlifted today. No shit. I haven't deadlifted in 3 weeks. This is raw conventional. I don't suit or anything like that, but I pulled 6 plates for 2 sets of 5, which is good for me. So, yeah. I do deadlift. I enjoy deadlifting. Now that I'm getting better at it, I enjoy it. How many days a week do you bench? Twice, 2 weeks. Shirted and not shirted. Two days a week. Not shirted day just means I am not in a bench shirt, but I'm most of the time have a band tool of sorts on. It's not always raw. That's why I don't call it a raw and shirted. It's a not shirted and shirted. Crispy again. Any tips on getting into lifting? Well, I don't. You just said you don't believe me, so I don't know.
Yeah. So what's the point?
I don't know. Ask somebody else. You don't believe me, you just said. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do for you. Weird. Yeah. Anyhow, but yeah, we've got exactly 5 weeks to train for Erie. So shit's gonna get pretty real. People ask oftentimes, what do you do the week of a meet? Nothing changes. I always say, if you did like, one meet a year, and you trained the exact same way the entire fucking year, and you were getting strong and getting whatever, and then the week of the meet you took it off, and you were like doing light stuff, and you were taking it easy. That's gonna throw you off so fucking bad. So nothing changes. Nothing changes at all. Let's see, Thomas, how did me and Kate meet? Well, shit, that's going back. Huh?
A friend blind date kind of thing?
It was just I was working with a friend, or not, which wasn't my friend, but I was working with her, and she said, "Hey,
she was my friend.
I have a friend who wants to date you or wants to go out with you."
No,
or
is that what she said to you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. You tell your
So
story.
and she just like, I was like, I'm available, so yeah, sure. I don't know, I'll do that. And we just gave me her number and started.
We talked for like a week,
maybe I would say more like 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks.
It was not 3 weeks at all.
Well, we were texting. Eventually went on a date. I met her in a couple towns next to us, and then went to see a movie. It was called Repo Man. It was a fucking stupid movie.
It was the worst.
It was so
and we were
dumb.
so uncomfortable the whole time.
And then we took her home the day after and started seeing her again. It was just super simple.
So my version of that, this friend had messaged me and was like, we were talking back and forth, and she was like, let's go on a double date. I'll set you up with this guy that I work with. And I was like, no, you can just go on a date. It was like with my neighbor or whatever. And she was like, no, please, please, please. So I was like, yeah, sure. So I texted you a little bit. We weren't like talking nonstop, but it was like, oh yeah, let's meet. We were supposed to go on this double date thing. Never met you before. Mm-hmm. And she backs out at the last minute. Mm. So now I'm just going on a date with this stranger who, I mean, not a complete stranger. I have spoken to you just via text, but I'd never heard your voice.
Yeah.
Never seen a photo of you.
Yeah.
And I absolutely fell in love. My world was spinning, bud. You walked into that room to pick me up, and I lost it.
Cool.
I would have laid down my life for you in that moment. Mm. Crazy. Yeah. And then we never stopped.
Nope.
Almost, that's my version
12
of it.
12 years, almost this year's 12.
This year was 12.
12 years together.
And in
9
2
years.
weeks.
Be 9 years married in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been pretty cool.
It's been awesome.
I would still lay down my life for you.
Well, same to you. See.
Thanks.
Cody Flex says, why no speed work? Because it's fucking stupid. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Because your true max effort, got nothing left in the tank, bench on the platform is not going to be like this. If you do that, I argue, put another 100 fucking pounds on the bar, man. That wasn't your max. So your true max effort is going to be like this. It's going to be a fucking grinder, man, if you push it max effort. Mm-hmm. So I think your time is better spent doing things like building strength, building endurance, building work capacity, doing the movements that I talk about in my seminars and stuff. Speed work, I think, controversially, and people don't fucking like when I say it, I think speed work, the part of conjugate that people are so obsessed with,
for bench,
not for the full power stuff, is absolutely out of date and doesn't fucking work. Unpopular opinion.
All right, some YouTube stuff here. 183 bench power. Crazy how shirts have evolved in the past 20 years. Mm-hmm. You're still young. Can only imagine in the next 20 years what will evolve. 1,500, even 2,000 possible.
We'll see. I don't know. You have to eventually, if people are like, oh, we're going to start adding metal moving parts and springs, and I'm like,
I mean, at the end of the day, yes, this shirt is evolved, but he's still putting 1,400 pounds in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been fabric to fabric, poly to denim, poly to denim, poly. Now, yes, band shirts they have fabric in them, but they have interwoven rubber, which is how you can, elastic, store energy by elasticity. But like the day that they start adding springs or mechanical moving parts, that's absolute. I don't think federations would ever let that happen.
I don't think so either.
I really don't. Now, if some...
But I could see certain people starting their own federation and trying that bullshit.
Yeah, I could think of a couple, but I think, ultimately... Now, if 20 years from now, some new synthetic polyester or
a new
nylon
fabric came out.
that I can see that happening, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'll hopefully be around that long to.
You better be my guy
to see it happen. So we'll see.
Chris Lancaster, insightful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ever do heavy dumbbell rollbacks for triceps? Sorry if you touched on this and I missed it.
No, I don't. No, it's just it's too much movement for me. I never liked them. I do. People do the tape. I explained earlier. There's tape presses, and then there's the rollbacks that Canelli made famous. I do in between the two, so I have 45-degree angle. I touch the dumbbells to my shoulders by trying to put my forearms to my biceps, and then from there I engage triceps and just extend from right here. I don't roll back, I don't do flared out, none of that crap. I just extend dumbbells on a slight incline. Super simple. Robert Halford, how many days out from a meet is your last max effort? Exactly the week before. So if I compete on Saturday, the previous Saturday I'm in my shirt going super fucking heavy. I come in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday for back, Wednesday for a not shirted max effort bench, and then Thursday, it depends. Sometimes lower body, sometimes like shoulders and forearms and biceps and stuff. So I do max effort right up until the meet. I don't change anything. So let's see what we got here. I think I'm caught up. No, I'm not. Unless they create the unlimited deluxe category. Oh, fuck my life. I hope not. I really don't. No, you have to. I really don't think. I mean, I have faith in the sport, so I really don't think meet directors, federations would let something that ridiculous happen.
I feel like the next step in the evolution of it is to figure out a way to take this band shirt material and make squat suits and deadlift suits. I could see if somebody could make an elastic-y deadlift suit, I could see those being the next numbers that take off.
Maybe
but you have to be able to like stabilize your fucking spine and shit too.
For squat, I don't think. Because why are guys using band shirt but still using canvas squat suits?
They don't have.
Well, you
could. Yet,
I mean, no, Womack made one. It looked ridiculous, but he made one at one point called the Bench Daddy squat suit. It looked fucking stupid.
How many 1,000-pound benches have happened in a Bench Daddy shirt?
One.
His?
No, Gillespie did it.
Oh, was that the shirt he used the first time?
I think so, yeah.
Regardless.
Anyhow.
It could be who's making it.
I don't know. It's weird. I gotta switch charges really quick. Hang on a second. Cool. So, I don't know. I hope it doesn't do that. Hybrid 6, do you supplement magnesium? No, I don't. I just supplement weight gainer and vitamin D, vitamin K, because they go together. I just bought a pretty gnarly pre-workout by Alpha Lion, the Hulk Juice super pre-workout, superhuman pre. It's actually like when you mix it's fucking green, like the Hulk. It's called Hulk Juice. That's the flavor.
It smelled good. I did not
it
try
tasted
it, but
amazing.
It smelled really good.
It said it was sour gummy bear, and I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be like, ooh, sour. And I'm like, oh, it's actually fucking.
Oh, it wasn't.
Pleasant.
It smelled sour. Like when I was mixing it up this morning.
No, it's got just the absolute most slightest hint of sour. It's mostly sweet. I really enjoyed that one.
We're also really liking the Ghost energy drink, the Warhead one.
Yeah.
Like if you don't take a pre-workout, we drink one of those.
Yeah, the energy drink that came out of gas stations, certain gas stations, speedways mostly. So no magnesium. Vitamin D, vitamin K, very important to me though. What's your heaviest deadlift? Back when I was doing full power at the age of 20, I did a suited sumo 700-pound pull to get my highest total ever.
So double cheating.
Yeah, suit and sumo, how dare you. Right now in the gym, raw conventional, my best is 655.
What'd you do today?
6 plates for 2 sets of 5.
Yeah, that was a lot, and it looked good.
I'm trying to get my first 7-plate raw conventional deadlift here, hopefully in the next couple of months. I've always sucked at conventional, so I'm trying to be good at it and finally conquer something that I've always been bad at. So
it's looking good between Amber and Owen, like tweaking your form and stuff. It's you're getting up there, bud.
And just doing it more often and getting more confident with it. Having a big belly helps too. What's the brand of sticky spray you use? I saw that, Cody. I'm sorry I didn't answer you. I totally spaced. I use Marucci, Maruci. If it's pronounced Marucci or not, I don't know. It sounds Italian. Comes in a black can. It's got some red on there and whatever. White lettering. It's just baseball bat spray. Super simple.
I can add a link after this in your story. Like, we just get it on Amazon or at Dick's. But I can pull it up on Amazon and add a link in your stories if you want to know.
Yeah.
Marucci, if you're watching, please sponsor him.
Yeah, right. We should invest in Marucci.
You probably should. You gonna be
Now,
over there?
don't ever use Stickum. I know it says stick in the name, Stickum. Oh, it must be sticky. No. I was so excited the first time I came upon a can of Stickum. I see everybody using it. Scott Mendelson, all the West Side guys had it at the West Side when we went there the one time. I'm like, oh, Stickum. It comes in a white can. It's got a orange lid. And I get this shit because the only store around us that carried it was...
Dunham's?
We have a sports store called Dunham's in Ohio at the Newtown Mall. And I found it. I'm like, oh my God, Stickum. Fuck it. I grabbed like 2 cans. It was horrible. You had to like have it dripping off your hand. Like get real close and to even get a little bit of stick. So don't ever buy Stickum. It's a horrific
And on the
brand.
flip side, don't be using Gorilla Glue spray adhesive and shit like that and rip your skin off.
Yeah. There is a limit to how sticky it can be. Gorilla Glue is probably a bad idea.
And you're going to ruin your bench.
Alex said Gene Richlack's best deadlift was 700. Oh, which I use an excuse to have a bad deadlift. Hey, if you're a perfect bencher, if you have a body you were born to bench, which I argue I suppose I was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like I'm good at bench. You have a genetically horrific body type to deadlift. If you look like Dan Grigsby or Jamal Browner or Brown.
I think it's just brown.
Okay. Or Yuri Belkin, a good example overseas. Genetically built to deadlift. Long fucking arms, short torso, perfect leverages. You have horrific leverages for bench. So Dan Grigsby, who he was one of my students when I was in the Marine Corps, good friend. You know, pulls 1,025 raw, biggest raw deadlift ever in competition. Benches 400. It's like, You know, he's a strong guy, so he squats almost 800 pounds raw. But he benches 4. I'm like, we need to have a chat, Mr. Grigsby. So
I mean, he might just be one of those guys, too, that puts so much effort into growing his deadlift, and he's not putting as much effort into growing the others. Just like
it depends.
when people look at you and they say, why the hell can he bench 1,120 pounds single ply, but he can't squat?
I don't work it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So it could be that situation.
It could be, but if you're going for a total, which I'm not, I'm bench only. If you're trying to build a total, eventually, once you get your squat super high, and in Dan's case, your deadlift to the fucking stratosphere, I mean, you can arguably build both of those up a little bit more, but your bench has so much more room to grow and get that total a lot fucking higher. He could have put 100 pounds on his bench and 100 pounds to his total in 8 months to a year. If he would, I don't know. I don't know how he trains bench. I don't know. Anyhow, I read an article that the original West Side Barbell Club in California used to take 9 grams of vitamin C a day for recovery. I only take 3, but it seems it helps. Oh, okay. I'll think about vitamin C. Vitamin D, like Delta, mixed with vitamin K, not mixed, but like taken with vitamin K, I feel like fucking Superman with vitamin D. I take 10,000 IUs of vitamin D per day. If I forget one, I take 5,000 IUs of vitamin D. It's called vitamin D, but it's actually a hormone. It's wrongly labeled. Thank you, Stan Efferding, for that. It's actually a hormone produced in the kidneys by humans. It is not a vitamin. It is actually a hormone. Let's see. Thomas says I've been doing RGBP, reverse grip bench. Volume, the way you teach it with the grip, Jimmy. Cool. But the front of my shoulders kind of feel like on fire at then at the last set. Too much press, too little extension. Yes, it's a tricep dominant movement, but if your triceps are underdeveloped or not stronger than the shoulders and delts, you're still going to rely heavily on these two things to move the weight. You're shifting the emphasis towards the triceps, But eventually, once they start to wear out, because they're not as developed as these, you'll start to use, say, like at the end of your set, you're starting to use your shoulders. And that's why they're going to start burning. And Lemon said it is Browner, Jamal Browner.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
cool. I was halfway right. I said both. Kyle, what's up? So Thomas says, so more tricep work for me, basically. Thanks. Yes. I always say, like, everything has to be strong. This has to be strong. These have to be strong. These have to be strong. But these have to be the strongest. These cannot be overpowered by this and this. I'm referring to my pecs, not my heart. My heart's over here. It's very unnatural to have triceps stronger than your chest and shoulders. These are very large muscles. So I train chest, I train shoulders, but lightweight for volume, trying to build muscle, not doing like super heavy overhead press and super heavy pec to build strength. I want to build the muscle, but I don't want these to be stronger than this. That's the thing. So more tricep work, yes.
183 bench power.
Yeah.
Ever tried kayaking? Killer tricep workout. Not sure if it carries over, but triceps are sore for days.
I guess if you were pushing the oars.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit. I see most rowers actually like pulling. Not pushing.
But kayaking, you're like this.
Oh.
You know, it's like one stick and you're like, boing, bang, or however that goes. Don't just think about, like, boing, bang, boing, bang. You have to show the movement with it or they don't get it. James. To answer your question, no, he's never kayaked. Because...
What's the next one that are on YouTube?
Hey man, much love. I see you in the gym sometimes and you're badass.
Really?
Cool.
Oh.
You can come over and say hi.
I don't know. I'm not very friendly.
He is friendly, except for when he doesn't understand how to kayak and I have to explain it.
I suppose. So, cool, man. We've been doing this for about an hour. Questions are slowing down, so I'm going to call it a night. I wanted to come on here and answer questions and things. Look for me usually on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. We try and go live once a week, talking about the bench, talking about upcoming events.
Such as?
We have the press command coming up, a bench panel with 11,000-pound benchers, including myself. We got Mendy, Ryan, Tony Carlino, Tiny, Rich Putnam, Rob Farrell, Bob Merck, dear Christ.
Bill Gillespie.
Did
you already say Rob Farrell?
I did.
Calais
from overseas.
Did you already say Mendy?
I said Mendy, Ryan.
And Doug Smithy. It's hard to remember 10 guys. Even though they're all great, amazing guys.
Friendly. Thomas is friendly. You look angry on Patreon when going for 1,100-1,200 pound benches in your evil twin. I'm catching up to the vids. Oh, so Thomas is starting from the bottom up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you got a ways to go, man. I've not been an evil twin for a long time.
He do be looking angry. We were talking about that today, his not so friendly face. But he's a funny guy. He's nice. We're working on it.
Will the comp be live streamed? I don't know.
It's IPA. So sometimes if you check out like the IPA Facebook page, it's live streamed on there. But I can ask. I can find out.
Yeah.
I'll text Becca as the
Marhefkas.
She's the meet director with Rob Farrell, so I'll just text her or Robin.
Becca Marhefka is a good person to go to because she's directing the meet.
We'll have an answer for you next time.
Oh, well, yes, but this is how I can follow your evolvement. Oh, okay. He wants to see how
wants to see the...
Yeah, you will see this paradigm shift over time of things being turning different over time. Yes, he's on Patreon. He just joined. I have my highest amount of subscribers right now. That's my all-time high.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty happy about that. So thank you all for the continued support. I've got guys that are just on there for the last couple of days, to the last couple of weeks, to the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like Tim McCain, Paul Stein are some of the few that I can remember. Cody Plum that have been on there for like 2 years.
Yeah, and we appreciate it so much. Like, this is what keeps him able to just do this and give back so much. And eat and get protein and all of that stuff. So we really, really appreciate you guys.
Oh, we got Kyle on here. What's the difference between a single ply super katana and a single ply evil twin? Exact same cut, exact same construction. The material is completely different. Evil twin material really gives, but has a low return. Katana does not give very much, but has a high amount of return. So you have to pick your poison. I do not, and I have not ever recommended single ply evil twin. One, okay, they don't make it anymore. That's whatever. It's a supply issue. But mostly because, like, Greg Powell's a good example of, he would take a brand new one out of the bag at a competition, put it on, and it would stretch so quick he could touch and make it and get his opener in the bench with a brand new one out of the bag. That's how fast they stretch out. Katanas, whole different fucking story. The material is completely different. It was super thick. It was not IPF approved, which who gives a fuck if it's IPF approved. But it was so thick that the IPF would never approve it. It was designed from scratch to be a multi-ply line of equipment. We had to offer single ply to suit both crowds, single ply, multi-ply. But you want to go single ply, go katana, go F6. Evil twin, it ain't it. You might have first workout or two might be good, but that is stretched out. You gotta get it tightened back up. It's like ordering an STP for Minzer. Use it once, throw it to the side, grab a new one. Use it once, throw it to the side, grab a new one. Not quite that extreme, but they do stretch out like super fucking fast. You might have one of the best workouts of your life the first day. After that, you're screwed. So I would not. I think they're even more expensive than katanas, so I wouldn't even waste your money.
Are they?
I think.
Damn.
Yeah. So fuck that. No way. So,
right.
Back to the press command.
Mm-hmm.
11,000-pound benchers all coming together for a webinar, a kind of a Zoom. We're all going to be on screen. You buy tickets ahead of time. You can ask questions beforehand. You can ask questions during the live webinar with 11,000-pound bench pressers. The date is July 10th.
3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll just be over Zoom. We do have, it's a limited number of spots because we can only have 100 people on Zoom, and 11 of those spots automatically go to the guys on the panel, and then we're keeping a couple extra open just in case anything goes weird. So we only had 85 tickets. We've already sold, I want to say 7 or 8 right away.
Yep.
So once that's sold out, it's sold out.
Yep.
And there's nothing we can do about it, but it will be recorded, so we'll have the replay on later. And if you buy the ticket now, what is it, $30? $30 a ticket?
Yeah.
You'll get emailed the recording later. And the recording will actually be $40 once we put it up. So if you buy the ticket now, whether you can join or not, it will be cheaper for you in the long run.
And this is a fundraiser for the Kolbstrong Scholarship, powerlifting scholarship for young athletes. So where can they buy the tickets? KolbstrongScholarship.com. There is a link there to the Eventbrite. It's also in your Instagram bio. My Instagram bio, Kolbstrong. You go to the link tree. The very first one, I believe, is a link you can buy the tickets.
Yeah. If you guys go to KolbstrongScholarship.com, all of the information is there. You can also see how you can just donate to the scholarship from there. You can see we have those that have donated $100 or more get an actual donor spot on there, and you can check out each one of those people. Last year we sponsored 3 athletes. We were able to give 3 young people $1,000 plus a goodie box for each of them, just to help with their lifting this year.
Yep.
And I don't know if I've added them to the website. This year's been crazy, but you guys can check out the website. Much appreciated.
Hey, we're trying to help the young powerlifters. $1,000. Every $1,000 we raise goes towards a young powerlifting athlete.
And if we sell out of all of these tickets, it will get us to exactly 4,000 to be able to sponsor 4 athletes for next year. Right now we have 1 athlete locked in for sure.
We're working on 3 more.
This could help us get 3 more.
So if you're interested, go buy some tickets. Buy a ticket for the Press Command Bench Press panel.
Yeah.
That 11,000-pound bench pressers, all the legends, like I said, Ryan Kennelly, Scott Mendelson, myself, Tiny Meeker.
And you get to ask them questions. So when you sign up, when you buy your ticket, there's actually a spot where you can ask a question. And then once we get through the questions that everyone's asked there, we're just going to open the chat on Zoom. And you guys can ask them questions in the moment. We don't really have a time limit set up for this thing. It's just kind of however it goes. And we hope it's great. We are so appreciative of all of these guys for donating their time to this. Yep. And really excited to see it come together.
Lemon Lime Kool-Aid says, might want to make sure it's copyright protected or whatever, because you might get re-uploaders, he says.
Oh, well.
Yeah. It's not something
we're really contested, I guess.
We're not really too concerned with. I mean, it's not like it's. I mean,
if they re-upload it afterwards,
yeah,
and it was a fundraiser thing, like that's just shitty morals on their part.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I said,
the point of it is to raise money for the scholarship. So
again, that every $1,000 we raise is one athlete we can help.
Yeah.
Between the ages of 13 and 23, that's teenage and junior lifters. It's not for the open guys. It's not for the older guys. It's for the young athletes. Yeah. Up to 23 years old.
And if we get, we've talked about this, that if it continues to grow every year and we can, like, sustainably hit, like, 6 young athletes, we'll do 3 male, 3 female, and then say we have an extra $1,000 instead of doing one more young person, we might just do one for anybody.
Yeah.
Open, but we want to make sure that we're helping young athletes, first, I guess, because
it's nonprofit.
Could have used it, yeah.
Nonprofit organization, so it helps. We only can do this because of the help we do or get from other people, the events that we host, people that participate. Timmer says, being a 17-year-old, thank you for everything you do. Personally, all you've done for me. Absolutely, Timmer.
Timmer, thank you for being so great.
Thanks for being a good dude.
Yeah, we absolutely love when we see people's meet recaps or videos, and there's Timmer.
Handing off,
spotting, helping. You give back so much already.
I tell people, hey, when you're at a meet, you're at a competition, not doing anything, go in the warm-up room. Just fucking
help.
Go run the monolift. Go load some plates. Go find the guy who's by himself and offer him to help him to the bench.
Yeah. If we're ever at a meet just spectating, you'll never see Jim just sitting in the crowd. He's always
in the warm area.
There'll be times where we're sitting watching this meet and all of a sudden Jim's handing off for someone on the platform and I'm like, there he is. I didn't know where he went. And he's just helping a random person.
There's enough ugliness and hatred, and social media is a lot of it, but there's enough fucking ugliness in the world, man. Just help people.
Yeah.
We're all in this sport together. It's not a very big sport. I think around the world there's probably only between 12 and 15,000 people doing powerlifting competitively.
Yeah.
So help people.
So other than Press Command, we have the Hanson meet.
The Hanson meet and
on the 25th.
The Hanson seminar. The Boston seminar.
Yeah.
It's a seminar June 25th in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Hanson, Massachusetts. That's in the Boston area. We'll be there doing a seminar. After that, we got the Erie, Pennsylvania meet on July 16th.
And then we'll be in York.
We'll be in York the very next weekend, helping out some guys at a meet. The very next weekend, we're going to the American Pro to help Amber. Fuck.
And then all of August, we will be looking for housing in Ohio.
Hey. And yes, Lemon Lime Kool-Aid. Will you ever do a seminar in Ohio? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're moving to Ohio here end of August, early September.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So once we get settled, let us know where you want one.
Yep. I have to charge something because we have to live, we have to travel. It's just if we had endless money, I would just be gone all the time.
We do not have endless money.
But no, it's just one of those things where it's I don't want to, I kind of have to.
We need to. Yeah. And
now I charge, generally speaking, if it's a reasonable distance. Reasonable distance for us is 4 to 5 hours, sometimes 6. Yeah.
And if we can bring our dog,
we charge $500.
It depends on the situation, because if we have to spend money to board Walter and drive 8 hours,
well, that's what I said. Reasonable distance is 4 to 5 hours. I request $500 plus a couple nights in a hotel.
Yeah.
And we'll come and do a no time limit seminar for bench. If it's going to be 7 to 8 hours or plus, that price has to come up a little bit because it's probably like 800
It's
to
on the other
1,000.
side of the country, then you gotta fly us.
You gotta fly us out there. You gotta board us. It's just this whole. It's just we
but
don't have that kind of money.
It's not gonna be that.
No,
big
Ohio
of a deal.
is not a big deal. We can do that shit.
So
one more question here before we end this turkey is how do you go about leg drive? Do you push back into the pad, push up the bench, or do you just keep your legs tight the whole time? I do a combination of really all those things, Timmer. I'm tight the whole time. My legs actually are fucking blistering sore after benching.
Yeah.
Because I'm pushing the whole time, but I'm not pushing straight down into the floor. My recent bench critique on YouTube, I talked about leg drive in one of my 3 videos I did that I critiqued. How you have to not push straight down into the floor, you have to push away to drive yourself up the pad while keeping your ass in contact. If you just push straight down into the floor, the adverse force, your ass just comes straight up off the bench. You have to push yourself up the pad. So it's a combination of pretty much all of those things. Thanks for tonight, Tom. Hey, thank you, Thomas. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I want you all to enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, please. We have Monday. Everybody loves fucking Mondays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
good Mondays. I like Mondays.
Well,
I mean, we do now that we're self-employed.
So, okay. Look for us next weekend. We'll be on here after the super heavy bench workout that happens next Saturday morning. Probably goes live Saturday night, if not Sunday night. Okay. So have a good rest of your night. We will see you all later on.